Do I smell loud?
Hi, good morning. So it's already 1 o'clock in the morning here in the Philippines, but we're still awake. We just arrived home and we're actually going to talk about the stock market and how the market performed for our December 5, yeah, market day. Okay, and earlier uh, I requested some of our, I posted in our Facebook page. So, by the way, we are invest in the stock market in Facebook. So, I already posted um, an invite for everyone to comment their favorite stocks, and we already have our initial list. So, for those people who are already asleep, as promised, guys, I will review those requests for you. And for those who are with me right now, thank you for joining me tonight. Yes, drop a comment, say hi, so I can also greet you. But thank you, really, thank you for joining me as we this is our journey to a consistent daily review. Yep, it's really important that we stay consistent at this. Otherwise, we will not be able to form the skill, right? Okay, so let me just go back to the list that we initially have. Okay, so let me start. Alright, so the first one who requested earlier was Roger Del Rosario. So I'm toggling between YouTube and Facebook, guys. I'm also looking at our Facebook page. Roger Del Rosario would like to review Tech, Ali, Chic, and JFC. Okay, but first let's talk about Tech. Okay, there you have it. Tech. Hmm. Downtrend is not over yet for tech, guys. Okay, so we're still moving here. It's like it bounced a little bit, but then again, another year. The efforts that we made in the past 2 days were all negated by the candlestick today. So I have a feeling it might continue to go down, but overall, you are at a cheaper, at the oversold level for tech. But let us check your RSI. Is it already giving us an upward direction? A little, right? Just a little. This one is moving in an upward direction, but from here to here, it's also a little higher. And then while you maintain the flat line here, there you go. But let us see how it looks like on a weekly chart. Still, okay, so I would have to say my overall sentiment just at a glance. Um, we might still have some more downward movements for this stock, so just be a little careful. Okay, don't get in yet. Okay? We might be able to get it at a much cheaper price. Ali, Ali for again for Roger. Ali is also starting to bounce. Okay, this is already a good sign. This is what we call a hammer. When this comes out at the support area. By the way, I'm on the weekly chart. Let me just go back to the daily chart. Okay. So you're sitting at, well, a little lower than the MA20 line, but there's a big chance that this is just going to bounce at the MA20 level. So this is the, yep. Use MA20 as your support, guys. Okay, so your condition is the price has to start above 45.73 tomorrow. Okay, so that is your condition. So normally the first 30 minutes to an hour of the trading day, that's when the market sentiment starts. Okay, so see where most of the action is. I suggest don't get in yet because it's the most volatile time, or yeah, segment of the day. Wait till you see, like, after 30 minutes, where is the movement really coming from. Is it mostly moving upward or downward? Or you can even use a much faster time frame, so you really would know when to get in. If you're using the Bollinger Band, the same concept applies. Okay, but my recommendation, wait after the 30-minute time frame, first 30 minutes, I mean, because that's when you really see the true um, movement of the market. Okay, so the next one is Chic. Is there Chic? Oh, there is. Wow, no trades. Is this for real? So I'm not really sure. I don't think it's a stock in the Philippine market, so I'm gonna skip that. But let's talk about JFC, guys. Okay, so this is a good sign for JFC. Last time we said that it is forming a resistance at this level because it's trying, it's like a roof. Your resistance, treat that as like a roof. So for several days, the sentiment is really trying to break that roof. And what happened today is you had a breakout play. Okay, and two positive things happened today. You had a breakout of that resistance. At the same time, you also crossed the MA20 line. So that means that there is now really bullish momentum for this stock. So I have a feeling that, if some people might take profit tomorrow, I would assume that, if it'll go back to the MA20 line. It might create even a brand new support because this used to be a support here. We just had a breakdown in the price, but here, that could be the next possible support. So if some people will take profit, so it'll just land over here at the 202 level. So that's my hula, not hula, of course not. So because you had your support over here, so your previous support, normally if it breaks that, it will have something like this. Okay, to revisit your support again, then like that. Okay, it will just strengthen the support that you have at that level. CHIB, and this one is from Roger. Oh yeah, Roger as well. So for CHIB, I have a very bearish impression on the direction right now. Number one, do you see the blue line here? That is your MA20 in a Bollinger Band. The center line is the moving average in the past 20 days. Okay, but you can also uh, tinker with the settings, but I just use the default. Okay, so look at that. Your MA20 line is pointing downwards. So I feel that we'll have some more downward movements for this stock. At the same time, look at the volume, only 67, and then foreign buying is really dominant in today's market. So we might have some more downward movements for this stock. Okay, so if you really want to get in, let's check where's the next possible area. Yep. Let's see if it'll stop at the 24.88 level. Okay, 24.88, 24.90. Yep, because you had some consolidation that happened here. I think this is a very solid support that transpired during these dates. So, and then overall, let's check. You're already at a very cheap level for CHIB. For how many? For more than 2 years, I bet. Yes. Okay, let's check the news. Resignation removal appointment. So always make it a habit to check the news, guys. So far, it's just change in the officers. No major um, news that will harm the company. So it's really just the sentiment. So just use the technicals, and the technicals right now is suggesting that the downtrend is not over yet. Okay. Hi, watching while cooking. Hi, Dawn. You're still cooking? Where are you based? It's already 1 in the morning. Okay. um, let's continue. So I'm done with Roger's request. I forgot who requested this yesterday. But he mentioned for me to include ATN and ISM. Okay. Don, you have a request for ISM. I'll do that next. But for now, let's talk about ATN. Okay. For ATN, it is currently consolidating within the area, meaning it's just doing some sideways movement, really trying to strengthen the support where it is at right now. So that's the support that we see. And while it is strengthening its support, your RSI is now gaining some momentum. It's moving in an upward direction. And also, one thing you notice, the movements of the candlesticks are very, very minimal. Okay, very small movements happening every day. So not a lot of people are already selling because they feel that we are now at a very cheap level. So again, I'd go back to my previous statements. If you believe in the fundamentals of this company, from what I have researched, this is linked to the build projects of the government. They provide sand and gravel for all the construction works of the Duterte administration. So just watch out, follow their news. You can visit their website, see the most recent update, and then if you believe in the fundamentals, this is the perfect time you start accumulating volume. See that? Because I think we're really near that uh, bounce that we have been waiting for. It has been on a decline for several months. Okay, what about ISM? There's a promising move today for ISM. Look at that. This is a bounce for ISM. Okay, although let's check the news. Quarterly, it's so no news yet. Probably it's really the sentiment of the market that they feel that we are already at a very cheap level. That's why it's bouncing. Um, but don't just manage your expectations, guys. Okay, you had a dominant green candlestick today, but take note. This is a stock that traders would love to trade. Okay, in other words, when a stock is filled with so many traders, tendency is uh, bull run rarely happens. Okay, for example, there will be a few days of green, but people will take profit right away. Unlike this one, this stock, this is like the most ideal stock. Let me just put that on a monthly. See that on a monthly chart, every candlestick is worth 1 month. Imagine this, from July 2018 to August of 2019, whole year, one whole year of non-stop upward movement. It started with, in January 2018, it started around 27, around that level, right? But then again, in just the span of 1 year, it moved to 400 plus. It's like um, the ideal, or yeah, an investor's dream for their investment to grow in just the span of 1 year. How much is this? 1,700% growth. All right. So that's in a perfect world, but it's being in the stock market is so far from being perfect. And just to focus on ISM for the sake of discussion, this stock is, people are hesitating to lift the price higher because really we're just waiting for the third telco to materialize. And I feel that when we start the operation for the third telco, that's when we will really feel the movement in an upward direction. So people are just slowly, for all we know, the big players are already starting to accumulate volume while people are doing panic selling. The institutions or the big whales, so those are the terms that they would always use, they're starting to buy. Okay, so if you want, I feel that we are already at a very cheap level for this stock. You can start accumulating. You don't need to buy big shares, just at least you are already in ISM. Okay, let's talk about Axelum. What is Axelum? What is the code for this? AXLM. There you go. Okay, so we're still triggering the lower Bollinger Band. Okay, so we are not yet safe. While it's true that your price is moving downwards here and your RSI is already moving upward. So what it simply says that you know we won't go that deep anymore before we see some bounce. So that's just the main point of it. But another indicator that is saying that we are not yet done with the downtrend is the candlestick today triggering the lower Bollinger Band. So it is possible, therefore, that a price can continuously go down. Like in this case, it has been since October, and when it reached here, you already have an upward direction, but it still continued to decline even for several days. But definitely, with the movement of the RSI right now, I would have to say that you only have a few days left. It won't go any major dip. It might just stay a few cents downwards and then probably stay there for several days, do some sideways movement before it goes up. So I would have to say it won't really give us any drastic drop in the price. Probably a few cents drop. Okay, so look at that. No more volume. Very small volume in all the trades in the past few weeks. Therefore, people are already holding on to their positions. Okay, so if you want, just probably wait for a bullish candlestick. This is a good one. See that it's red and then there's engulfing candlestick. So maybe that's what we want to see. If that comes out, then we can say it's already good to enter. But again, if you want, just hang in there every day. Just submit your request because even if I come home late, I still review stocks. So at least you've already requested your stock. We'll review it. Okay, DMC. DMC. Okay, there was a breakdown in the price. Okay, so not good. But then again, look at your um, price is moving from here downwards. Your RSI is moving upward. But then again, So those are your two hints. For this to get validated and for us to say that it will now be the end of it, we need to still wait. Do not enter yet because you had a breakdown in the price, remember, from here, from the 650 level. That's where we plotted our support the other day. We had a breakdown in price, so not safe yet, and then another red one here. So we need to wait for this stock to stabilize at a certain level and create a support at a level first before um, we can say that that's already a good time to buy. But for now, be extra careful as this might still continue to go down even though you already have some signs of reversal for uh, your RSI. Just wait for that bullish candlestick to come out first. Next, let's take a look at. So that's for you, Dawn. I hope you were able to hear my insights for your stocks. Let me go back to the others. Two. Nickel, FNI, I already reviewed AXLM. So let's go and check nickel. Nickel. Okay, so it's currently trying to stabilize at the area where it is at right now. So I think this is still forming a support. So this is like an ideal, not ideal, but very predictable movement of a stock. It first goes down, something like this, and then do sideways before it goes up. So like this one, it goes down, it will do sideways before it bounces again. Okay, so I would have to say if you want to get in, this is the area to start accumulating volume, 2.90 level. And your RSI is also giving us some advanced signals that it will bounce anytime soon. Okay, there you go. So you can give it a try, 2.90 level. The next one is FNI. FNI, I'd have to say it's forming a support in this area. Okay, this level. Now, if you want, you can enter at the 1.45 level and then just set your stop loss. Either 3% if your risk tolerance can still manage a 5% stop loss level, then you may do so. But this is the support that we're seeing. But ideally, it would be great because this is the red candlestick, right? Before we can say it is now officially bouncing, we need to see a, a candlestick in the next 3 days to be higher than this red candlestick over here. Because this candlestick landed outside of the Bollinger Band. So the next 3 candlesticks would be the most critical days. Hopefully by tomorrow, it surpasses this red day's 1.50 level. And then we can say that is already a bounce. The next one, so ACEPH for Bell. Okay, ACEPH trying to create a support in this 2.42 level. Okay, I recommend that if you want to get in once you see a green candlestick. But now it's already moving in a sideways, and your RSI is already moving in an upward direction. Slowly though. Okay, so Sherwin had the same request. So you had ACPH, AXLM, and JFC done reviewing that. So now it's KPPI. Wow, you're from Rome. One of the loveliest place uh, that I want to go to. Right, but thank you. And there are so many people doing live sessions, live stock market insights nowadays, and most of them are based here in the Philippines. They either do their insights um, in the morning or early at night. And thankfully, my shift nowadays happen around mid shift in the Philippine time, and I would normally come home around this hour. So I think this is coincidence, because at least we have so many Filipinos around the world, and at this hour, it's morning, right? I think it's morning or afternoon, your time. So at least there's someone, a Filipino, who is doing insights around this time. So you could be my audience. Thank you for joining. Anyway, so let us go back and talk about KPPI. So last time we plotted this area as our support, and it still was creating a wait, hold on, let me just move that a little higher. It is currently creating a stabilization around that area, so I have a feeling it will still move within that range for a few days. Hopefully it doesn't experience any breakdown in price, otherwise it will land at the 8.95. So I'd like to still stick to my initial insights. We're closely monitoring this for you guys. It's still trying to create a stabilization, but 10.85 is still our support here. Right. MPI for so that's for your Sherwin. I was able to do a CPH, KPPI, AXLM, and JFC. MPI for Mark, Mitra. Okay. So guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, I recommend that you subscribe so that that's your way of supporting us. At the same time, you will also be updated on when the next live is. Okay, so guys, look at that hard red. That means we might have some more downward movements here. Foreign selling is very dominant today, and we're not safe yet. Although it says here we're already at the oversold level, but mind you guys, we can stay in an oversold level for a few weeks or even months. Okay, so I would say still wait, putting it in a more positive way. Wait, because you can still get this at a much cheaper price. Because overall, MPI is a very good company. Um, one of the blue chip companies, in fact, here in the Philippine index. So wait for it till you see a possible signs of reversal. Right now, even your RSI is not saying or is not suggesting that we are safe to get in. Okay, so let's continue. The next one is BPI. This is for Ian. Ian always joins me, but I think he's already asleep because it's already so late. Okay, but I'll check out BPI for you. Okay. Hold on, guys. BPI. Okay, so this is BPI, and it is already bouncing, guys. But take note, your MA20 line can act as a resistance. Okay, when you're moving below the line, below the MA20 level, that can act as a resistance. Okay, now it might continue to go up, but talking about risk reward ratio, your potential reward if you'll enter here is just very slim. Okay, so unless you are in BPI as an investor, this is already a good entry price. because we're talking about long-term investing. But if you are just merely trading this, you're very near the resistance. So let's see if you'll see some signs of weakness. Okay, if you see signs of weakness, chances are it will go back to your previous support, which is around 86.59 or 86.96. That's fine. Okay, so if you see signs of weakness, okay, so however, there are also some occasions when you have something like this, right? It crosses the MA20 line. That's why you have a bullish movement for several weeks. So those are the things that you need to observe. See if it will break it or you'll see weakness. If there's weakness, it might go back to the 86.96 level. Next one is CHP. CHP, you're not done with your downtrend yet. Okay, do you see that? Still bearish. So just wait for the right timing. Don't rush because it will continue to go down. Could land here, 1.90 level. Excuse me. Or even here. The next possible area of support is here. Okay. Because of this, right? And you had some consolidation over here as well. Okay. Here a little. Alright, so that's the first key area to watch out for. 1.98 to 2 pesos. It might reach that level. Okay. Fruit. There. Interesting. Oh no! We already had the bounce for the past 2 days. But, you know, good thing it didn't really go any deeper than that. It just went back to the last red candlestick here. So I'm thinking it is just trying to stabilize. Okay. And the volume, look at that. So you had a green, 2 days of green candlesticks, right? But even if it dipped, the volume traded, so people who sold their positions, it's just a small fraction of the people who entered in this stock. So that's a good sign, at least because it's giving you a chance to get in at a much cheaper price. I would have to say, if you want to give it a try, 1.42 is already a good area to do a test buy. Okay. But for those people who are more conservative, they'd wait for a green candlestick. But look at that. It's just trying to stabilize. Down, stabilize, and then most likely you'll just have a green candlestick there in the coming days. Green. Talking about green. Oh, wow. It's crossing the MA20 line, you guys. Look at that. So let's see. We might see some more promising movements here. It might continue to move up. Whenever I see that, normally, look at that, it moves up. But again, it's not all the days you will see a green candlestick, but you might have some of the days you might see it resting. But overall, I'd have to say that we are now reversing, guys. You had your Q yesterday with this massive green volume here. That was our clue that it will already from a very, look at this, the volume here is really low, and then that would mean people are not selling anymore, and then all of a sudden there's a spike in the volume. So I'd have to say yes, you might see some more green candlesticks in the coming days for green. Vita. Vita is let's see if it will stabilize at 1.08. I don't see any signs yet, but it's a good thing that you have 3 consecutive days landing on the same area, which makes it now as our support. Okay, there are also several days in the previous weeks where you had the price landing at the same area as well. So it might stabilize in this level. 1.08 is the support that we see. AC. Okay, and this one is for a bell. AC. Okay, wow, there's a dividend pay. Wow, 4 pesos. Because the price is also expensive. 8.30. So I'd have to say we're now triggering the MA20 line. Most of the action you notice you're already beyond the MA20 level. So I'd have to say let's use this as our support. Okay, this is the support. Your MA20 line is your support. But slightly lower because you have some consolidation that happened here. This area. Okay, so it also created that here. And if you want to get in, I think the market will still give you a chance at the 820 level. And if you want to take advantage of the dividend play, make sure you're able to get in before December 16th. If you are going to buy on the 16th of December, you're not part of the recipients of the dividend. So you need to get in prior to December 16 and just hang in there. Okay? But if you decide to sell it on the 16th, it's also fine. For as long as the system recognizes that you have a share on that day. So even if you sell it like midday or in the middle of the day, it's already fine. You're already part of the recipient. Okay. Anong oras? I'm so sorry. I bet you guys have been waiting earlier. But I'll really try to be more consistent at the time I do live. But in the meantime, I'll just give you a heads up at what time. I think that's the thing I could have done differently here. I could have posted the time of my live session. But I'll do that tomorrow, moving forward. I'll put time. Okay. Jane, you wanted to request for PXP and IRC. Okay. Oops. Low battery. PXP. Okay, there. Let's check that out. PXP. Oh, ouch. Sorry. But yeah, ouch. It's a heavy red candlestick for us today, and it's triggering the lower Bollinger Band. So I would have to say just chill for now. Don't take any action. Don't get in yet. I understand some of you will feel that, oh, it's already very cheap. No, not yet, guys. Wait for a confirmation that we are going to have a bounce. And the next possible support that I see is around 8.29 level. There, 8.27 in fact. The reason why I said that, previous support over here, resistance over here, and some of the days landing in that area as well. Okay, so be extra careful, and then again, once it reaches around 8.27, let's check if you will see some possible signs of bounce in there. Oh, our signal is starting to weaken, but yeah, let's just hang in there. Okay, the next one is done with okay, so this one now is okay. I forgot IRC first. IRC. IRC is now starting to move slowly in an upward direction, and I like it that way. At least, you know, when they sell, it's not very drastic when it goes downwards. So if you'd like, okay, so this is the resistance that we see. Oops. So that is the resistance that we see at the moment. So if that gets broken, let's say a price starts higher than that, then we can say we now have a brand new wave. However, we're not super safe yet, because this MA20 is still acting as a resistance. Today, we had a slight attempt to reach that. Same here, it reached that level and then rejection. Started that high but then rejected. Same here, slightly higher, but it got rejected a little. But so you just have to observe. For those people who want to play safe, some of them would wait for the stock price to start higher than the MA20 line and end higher than the MA20 line. Just so they, like this one, it crossed over the MA20 line. Some would wait for that kind of setup before they enter. And normally, remember that, normally if that's your support, it revisits the support before it goes up. So you'd always see me draw something like this, right? It goes a little higher, but it revisits the support before it moves upward again. So next would be done with MPI, SMC, and this one is for Mark. SMC, I think this is a sign of rejection. We might have some more downward movements for this stock and stabilize at this support and then probably bounce in that area. Okay. Like this one. Let's see if it stabilizes in this level and create a support in that area. No, actually, because there's a support here. There you go. So that is the support that we see. 155.57. Okay, guys. So if you like, you can wait. But overall, I think this is already cheap for San Miguel Corporation. Yes. This is already a cheap level for the stock. The next one is done with JFC. That's for you, Jasper. I hope you were able to hear it. Sancho, we already talked about ISM, Tugs, and this one is for Juna. Okay, wow, nice bounce. So we already have a bounce, and I think, let's see, this is the support that I see at the moment. So people might take profit. So anywhere from the price that we have right now to 1.17, I think it's already a good entry price. And I bet some people who, especially who are traders, those who may have entered here might take profit and then give us a chance very near 1.17. Just go grab it. You're already at a safe level. Okay, you're imagine that. Okay, so for those people who are investing here for long term, this is your chance. You already have volume. Sun. Let's talk about sun. Okay, gap up over here, and now gap up. It revisited that, and you triggered the lower band. So we might see some more downward movements. Okay, guys, this is not looking good for this stock, because the next possible support that I see here, if it continues to give us a red candlestick, which I feel it will, the next support that I see here is the 0.95 level. But let's see. I know it will not give us a drastic drop, hopefully not. Hopefully it creates another support, at least in between from where it is at now and the 0.95 level. So that's not going to be very drastic in its drop. because that's a 22% drop, So let's see. But for now, I'd have to say, no, don't take action. Don't get in yet. You might see some more red candlesticks in the coming days. And that's for Virgo. Okay, I hope you heard that, guys. Our signal is a bit, you know, uh, it's showing it's poor. But yeah, I think I was able to answer all the requests for today. Yep, I just sent a message to our friends in Facebook that we were able to review them. But for now, do we have any other requests? Dawn, I think. Well, thank you for dropping a comment. Okay, you guys take care. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around the globe. Okay, so you guys take care. Okay, bye bye for now.